long as this committee is.
Question. Does anyone here object to my giving this material to be put up on our public access channels such as it is?
No, as long as you mentioned that we lacked a quorum, so the meeting was, it's got an official rendering.
Well, there'll be no minutes of this meeting.
Well, I'm making...
Well, yeah,
here, Tom, sorry if I'm interrupting, is a question that I think Larry may have raised at a previous meeting. More than a question, he made an explicit suggestion that the contract really should be reviewed by somebody who's expert in cable law, or whatever law pertains here.
the language of...
Yeah. He was suggesting some Boston lawyer who he thought might have to be paid by the Board of Selectmen. I don't know whatever came of that suggestion. We didn't vote on it.
I mean, whether it's the town lawyer or whatever, somebody has to pay. So, of course, that fee will be passed on to the subscriber.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a fine line here between taxpayer and subscriber. And we certainly don't want the taxpayer to pay for anything that is a subscriber.
Well, it really should be paid for by the town, actually, in my opinion.
Does Larry have, is it easy to get a hold of Larry?
Well, I have his email address. I think I must have his telephone number here somewhere. Hold on. Yeah, I do have a number for Larry.
Yeah. And maybe you should call and get the name of the guy, or have Larry call the guy and ask him how much he would charge.
Okay.
That would be independent.
And you drop that in the lap of the Board of Selectmen and let them handle it. And you're on.
Well, I think it's answered the questions about the initial startup cost for the equipment and how that would be financed. It's taken care of.
I just need to address you off the record.
Okay. Right now?
It can be right now, or you can adjourn your meeting whenever you
Well,
want.
but this isn't officially.
We don't have a quorum.
We'd have to shut the camera off for
You okay?
We're gonna find
All right.
it. Yeah, we have to.
No, 3 years would have been not 75 cents a month.
No,
That would have been
right.
a big number.
And I think the board voted on that, and as I recall,
I think Keith was...
either abstained or voted against it. I can't remember.
Frankly, I don't know that any of that had to be in what's normally considered a closed session. I mean, as long as we made clear the qualifier, which I set forth, that Keith was testifying as a private citizen, not as a member of the committee. The committee hasn't considered his proposals, even though I thought he might be here, so I included that possibility on this agenda under item 6. Thinking he might want to testify to his proposals as he presented them to the Board of Selectmen. So anyway, that whole matter is now rather moot.
The board, as you probably know, Thursday night, you guys were there. There's an extension on...
Yeah, actually, we had a quorum at that time.
There was an extension put on to the license.
Yes, I know.
So that was signed, and Heidi said she sent me a copy.
Contract extended 1 month, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So that would be from January 21st to February 21st. Right. Sure, that's fine. We have time to finish. The other two points 2 and 3. Now that you mention that, Tom, reminds me of the question which has come up at a previous meeting of whether, in fact, Comcast has been deemed by the Board of Selectmen to have fulfilled the terms of the contract, which still prevails until February 21st.
So that was one of our mandates. Now, what was the answer with the franchise fees? Which
2 cents is,
That was supposed to pay for the equipment
Yeah.
mentioned in point 1. Remember, $10,000 worth estimated?
you know, it's something that's gone into Comcast's treasury ever since they...
But we had to pay for that equipment.
Yeah, the total cost has actually gone the way you say.
So-
It's about $6,500, far
So-
short of $10,000.
Right. In other words, they've fulfilled their agreement with this initial contract by giving the town the $10,000 worth of equipment. That 2 cents per month has paid for that equipment. Now, we all know that the equipment was delivered to the school and thrown away. But does that have anything to do with Comcast fulfilling their obligation?
Oh, really?
In my opinion.
Well, Comcast
Delivered the equipment.
Comcast bought whoever delivered the equipment. So indirectly, Comcast fulfilled
That's what I'm saying.
the contract.
Yeah. We don't have the equipment.
It hasn't been paid off either, totally. According to Peter, we paid in $6,500.
Well, that was Keith's estimate, and I think he's correct.
Yeah.
He figured the arithmetic.
So that is gone.
Right. In my mind.
So
Well, should I mention, I think there's a way to deal with this. I could add a paragraph to report draft as it stands. Do you want me to take a stab at that?
Yeah, and whether the whatever is put in the report, the final report.
Okay, well, I'll try drafting an additional paragraph and I'll share it with you all. You can see whether it deals with these remaining concerns other than 4 and 5.